48-hour film project is brilliant. It's an amazing phenomenon. And I've only known about it for 3 years, and I only know about it because my son is so into it. One thing that my son likes to do is, whoever's around on the team, he'll split them up. He'll say, okay, let's split into 3 different rooms and talk for an hour, and then come back and see which one we like the best. So he's going to be doing that tonight. There's not a youth division in 48-hour film project, and I kind of love that too, that the young sort of high school age filmmakers are right in there with the adult filmmakers on the same level, and that's been a really good thing for my son, to have that sense of both you feel respected and you have good competition. You know, you have to if you're directing and leading a group, you really have to get your shit together pretty quick.
What I like about it is just really weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like weird things. So, and this is about as weird as you can get. Fantasy wasn't our first pick. I mean, we were really hoping for comedy or dark comedy, and so we had to kind of adjust on the fly, and most people do.
I looked down at the sort of synopsis and was like, what the fuck did we just write?
We're making a fantasy, and it's about a little boy who gets lost.
After a few days of grieving, there's a knock on the door in the middle of the night, and the youngest girl wakes up.
The sister's the one who answers the door. She and her brother kind of had some altercations earlier on, so she's got some mixed feelings about this, but she decides to give it a shot. She's not really sure where he came from. And the boy sort of starts to develop a weird attachment to her, and he kind of shows that through, you know, giving her flowers, that kind of thing. But it's sort of weird because he doesn't really ever move in the film.
The animated boy draws her name on the wall, and it gets creepier. And then she finds this book in her brother's room.
And in the end, you basically figure out that the little boy has come out of a children's book in hopes that he could have a change of scenery, and in return has put the real boy into his book. So it finishes sort of like sort of horror-ish.
I just love being on set. I think it's just awesome. I've always had a weird fascination with it, and I just like seeing it before it's edited and watching all the energy that goes into it and all the different characters that you meet. So my husband was originally involved with Fuse Media, who they try to raise awareness about social justice issues with film, with photography, with that kind of media. My husband is a musician, so he got involved with Rob through the old-time music scene here in Nashville, Western North Carolina. And through that, he became more involved with Fuse and has been in some of their videos and projects. So when we got married, I joined Fuse kind of as an organizer because chasing a bunch of artists around is like herding cats and doing the jobs they don't want to do. So I do the paperwork, I get the beer.
He just needs some alone time. He'll get it.
He's just trying to figure himself out.
Well, it just means you can't go into a long and lucrative
He's got to express himself.
career of lighting.
It's an art
It just has to run through a system.
Yo, Aiden, can I turn this on for a few moments? Yeah.
In this film, I'm the sister of the little boy that goes missing, and I interact with a cartoon boy, and I don't know, I've never really mixed media like that, so I think it'll be interesting to see how it turns out, but it's got a whole dreamy, awake, asleep vibe, which I like. Aiden's just so incredible with his cinematography, I think. He's really got an eye for what looks good on film, and it's really enjoyable to watch the finished product. He's a good director too. He knows exactly what he wants from you, so he'll just tell you, and yeah, I don't know.
All right. Inner Circle is the young folks, and Aiden's friend, Galen Abel. They are the same age. They both have just graduated from high school, and they've been messing around with film together since they were 8th graders. So, and Aiden and Galen, Aiden tends to be the driving force and the director. Galen is a superb editor and strong in a lot of other skills too. But when they get to the Saturday night, all night editing and rendering and solving the technical problems that come up as they're trying to put their film together using the editing software, Galen is irreplaceable. He's really, really good.
Did you sleep last night?
Oh, not a wink. Typically when we come into these 48-hour things, we have a couple ideas in advance about what we want to try and do for each genre. And I think in general this was one of our weaker ideas, and so it was sort of difficult, especially for Aiden, to figure out how we could make it as possible.
Okay, so, well, the plot is already weird as fuck from the beginning, so you know it's gonna be weird at the end. We will finish in 5 minutes. Ish.
And when are you going to work?
In an hour. I feel like I got hit by a herd of steamrollers. Yep. But then again, I mean, everything worked out great. It was just challenging. One of my biggest interests is cinematography, so I spent a lot of time on the lighting of it, which we wanted to make really surreal, and that, as a standalone, I would say I was proud of. It is so great to have so many people filling in the gaps where I am weak. You know, Rob is a great writer, Hank is great at audio, I couldn't do that without him. You know, Galen, like I said, he's my technical side. Without him, I'd be at a complete loss. This year we had Sam, who was, you know, always willing to do anything that was asked of him, no matter what field it was in, and he did great in all of it. Like I said, you know, Charlie and both Michael and Rowan were all very easy to work with. They're great actors, and they don't mind really sort of fitting in. They're all chameleons. They'll fit into anything that works best for the film. So those are the big thank yous, I would say.
I remember a photograph that Aiden wanted me to photograph him holding a book up. And he thought that by my photographing it, it would come alive.